YouTube Nation, Maven TV, aka Me TV, aka E3 now stands for. I told you guys, did I not say in the last video that I was not looking forward to E3 due to the fact that it's pretty much a shell of itself, and that's exactly what it was this time. But there were a lot of problems at E3 that I think a lot of people, overlooked. Now, we've seen some gamers this week come out and speak about E3, and some of them were saying, there's a lot of secrets of what's going on with E3 that we saw, they were trying to push console games, but they were actually being run on high-end PCs and things of that nature. I mean, we've seen so many problems with E3, but now it's time for my take as well, and this is other things that I haven't seen covered that much, so I will definitely talk about it. But first, y'all know how we do. I'll say thank you for watching the show, thank you for giving me the information, send it to me, and also, we're going to start off, as usual, with EA and their bullshit. Just a little bit of their bullshit, just a little, alright? So let's start off with that before we get into E3, alright? So, Origin's boss comes out and says that Steam sales cheapen intellectual property. Yeah, so let me get this straight, alright? Now that Origins is up, you can start bagging on the competition. I'm not trying to hear that it cheapens intellectual property, all right? It's a good deal for consumers if you do decide to go digital. That's why Steam is so popular amongst all the other digital download services, okay? Now, Australian gamers are furious over Battlefield 3's premium pricing bundle. Their bundle, as we've seen, at E3 that, EA wanted to do. We've seen this in the previous couple of weeks now. I had said, a couple months ago, EA was planning on it because they saw how Call of Duty, Elite was going. But check this out. EA now caves to the anger over the premium pricing. So once again, it goes to show you guys that fans, if they step up and they complain and have legit complaints, the companies will bow down to you. They will buckle. They have to. You are the consumer. If you don't buy their stuff, they're out of business. It's that simple. I don't understand why people think that that's not how it works. I don't know why. And they spend a lot of money trying to get you to think differently. But also, this is funny, all right? Dead Space 3 got co-op, as we saw, which is, it's absolutely ridiculous what I saw with Dead Space 3, all right? But it said it got co-op because it's too scary to play alone. You gotta be kidding me. First off, Dead Space 3 looks like Lost Planet 2. It does. And Lost Planet 3 looks like Dead Space 2. It's like the guys got together and just swapped everything and was just like, hey, well, let's confuse everybody. It made no sense. All the way down to a monster, eating you, and then you go down into the monster, and then you have to fight monsters inside the monsters with the same glowing orbs. It was Lost Planet 2 all over again. I don't understand how people, are okay with this. And then on top of it, when we saw the gameplay videos, what am I supposed to be scared of? You guys had said, Dead Space 1, it was different, it was somewhat scary. Dead Space 2 wasn't scary at all. I mean, if they haven't grabbed you yet on a scare factor, they're not going to grab you at Dead Space 3, let alone duck and cover, let alone, guys, it's just I'm sorry, I don't see what's so scary. I mean, what they showed us in the gameplay, ooh, it's a big drill. Ooh, yeah, let's be scary at it. That's scary. You gotta be kidding me. I understand it's not the whole game, but come on. You can't say it's too scary and then show just that. You got to show us something that's actually, backing what you're saying. I'm just saying you have to. And at E3, I know a lot of guys were saying, this game was bad, that game was bad, and it was atrocious. And I agree. There was a lot of games that were really bad that I saw at E3. I mean, just talking about Call of Duty, Black Ops, and like I said, y'all know I don't really hate on Call of Duty that much. I only hated Black Ops 2 at the point because, the whole Oliver North thing. That was my only beef with it, all right? And then we turned around and we saw what? Black Ops gameplay, and it just looked the same to me. It just did. I mean, now you got drones, and it's the future. They're shooting through concrete and carrying on. It's like, because it's just the future. It's the future. Come on. You got to come with something better than that. I know people are still going to buy it, but this is the one game that I really thought wasn't that good looking. And when they showed the gameplay, you had all these, the people that, on G4, because I'm telling you now, I watched it on G4. I did not get a chance to watch it much on the computer like some of you guys did. So you probably had a better presentation watching it and getting more information for games than I did. G4 was a train wreck, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of that as well, all right? But I want to say that, they were just kissing their asses. This looks like it's going to be the greatest game that they... Really? The greatest game? Okay. Anyways, for those who have not seen what the worst game at E3 was, I'll show you right now, and it is by EA. That's right. I don't know how they thought this was okay, but NBA Baller Beats.
Let's do it. Xbox NBA Baller. Song, Tightrope. Difficulty. Baller.
NBA Baller Beats. The first video game where you play with a real basketball. and develop real skills. Bounce the ball to the beat. Choose from today's hottest music and biggest artists. Choose your skill level. Go head-to-head with friends while playing alongside your favorite NBA team. Build ball handling skills and master moves. Crossover, pump fake, behind the back, side pass, and more. Unlock NBA posters and trading cards. Real ball, real skills. Raise your game. NBA Baller Beats.
Are you serious, EA? That's the best you got. Look, first off, people, didn't your parents ever tell you never to dribble the ball in the house? All right, let alone, what happens if you dribble the ball on carpet? I mean, you have to dribble the ball really hard. Look, I put it like this, all right? If you want to go dribble a basketball and learn skills, take your ass outside and go do drills. Don't tell me that this game is going to improve your basketball dribbling. I'm not trying to hear it. It's garbage. EA, if this is the best you have to be kidding me. You could have spent your money on something else as far as I'm concerned, and, you know, pushing it on E3. Man, look, EA, sit down. You have obviously run out of ideas at this point, and as far as I'm concerned, you should be ashamed of yourself, all right? You really should. It gets my personal worst game of E3 award. That's right, worst game ever, probably ever, all right? So, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, this is up there with Def Jam Rap Star at this point. You gotta be kidding me, but you know what? Let's get into this because we'll talk about more E3 now, because German Press says that E3 is out of focus with reality, and it's true. We've seen this time and time again as being, you know, a former shell of itself and not about games. It's always just about entertainment in general. We saw the Xbox, you know, try to sell you this year, was it pretty much tech. They didn't even try to sell you that many games. It was tech. It was just, look what the, you know, what the Kinect can do. It can connect with your phone and all this other stuff. No one cared, you know what I mean, with the Xbox Live. No one cared, really, you know. I mean, it's probably cool for some people, but a lot of people were like, where's the games? Where's the games? And we didn't see much. We saw like Halo 4. I'll talk about Halo 4 in a little bit. You know, we saw Gears, and I'll talk about Gears in a little bit. You know what I mean? And Call of Duty, and you know, it doesn't matter to me at this point. It all looked the same. And German Press says, he told Gamer Sutra, he says, this show is a little bit out of focus with reality. He says, there's never been so many indie successes, and people are still trying to do the same old thing with more money and more boobs. Which is absolutely true, because that's how they're trying to sell it to you. I mean, seriously, we saw just not too long ago when, was it, on E3, Xbox tried to sell you on another dancing game, and what happened? They brought out Usher and Carrying On, and you couldn't even see the game in the background because of all the smoke that was going up. So what was the point? You watched a concert about video games. You were there to see video games and you got a concert. It makes no sense, all right? And speaking, like I said, speaking of boobs, all right? We'll talk about this because sexism in the internet, you guys have sent me a lot of messages this week about a woman who was trying to do a Kickstarter, and she got blasted online with all types of comments and all types of sexual messages. It was ridiculous, all right? Now, I'll put it like this. There were a couple messages, because I read the comments. There were quite a few messages that were really good that she avoided, all right? And gamers actually had concerns about what she was doing. Those messages went, you know, overlooked because they were too busy focused on all the hate that was being thrown at her. And I felt that was unfair, all right? You're focusing on the negative stuff. Yes, there were assholes coming in there and saying, you know, you need a stiff dick and this, that, and just going off, you know what I mean? Going off on her, which was very inappropriate, sorry. But there were so many good messages that went against what she was trying to do. And they used logic and tried, you know what I mean, and tried to debate with her, and she would just ignore it altogether. She would chalk it up to hate, which I felt was not right. All right, and I've definitely, especially if you're trying to get people to donate to your cause, you should be, you know, talking to those people, trying to clear the air if you think something has been, you know, misrepresented or, you know, just miscommunication. You should. However, there's more to it because one person actually says that it's one of the most successful projects made, all right, in Kickstarter. For those who don't know Kickstarter, like I said before, I've reported not too long ago, maybe about 2 months ago, that most Kickstarter projects never get off the ground. You know, it's like more than half fail or something like that. So this person says, I'm not condoning what happened. By all good gods, no. people who attacked her, attack other people's views and products in such a vile, and it says it's exactly the right word, manner, deserve to be locked out of the internet forever. I agree. All right, but it says, but the resulting controversy did help reach more than 10 times the goal. She made more than she needed to. All right, and I'd be surprised if that's not another 5K in there. All right, it says, behold the Streisand effect. It says, would this have happened if she had not attracted such rabid fans? It says, and more importantly, was it worth it? Now, it's very interesting you say that, because even though it is a negative aspect, it does still work in her favor because of the controversy. It does, all right? So she's playing, not that she meant to probably play it, but both sides are still working for her, so she got the money. It's really that simple. So you know how this goes. You got to take the bad with the good. You can't sit here and complain about it on the internet when you're making money, tons of money off it. Without that exposure, you probably wouldn't have got as much as you did. That's exactly what the person is saying, and you know what? I agree fully. Now, I want to talk about this, because I told you before, we talked about in fighting games sexual harassment, and we also talked about before fighting games, and that Brazzers, would start pushing, sponsorship, and a lot of you guys have said, well, it's only one person, it's an isolated incident. I said, this could come on the horizon to open up other things. Am I correct? Okay. Well, now we have at E3, which I felt should not have been at E3 altogether, because it has nothing to do with games. That's right. Porn is coming to your PS3 and your Roku box and every other thing at E3. I understand it is an electronics entertainment expo, so everything goes. But now it's starting to really broaden out, even though it's supposed to be about games. And this is sad, because now it's going to be, I'll put this, the porn that you can get is going to be very accessible, we'll say. Very accessible on your PS3, because it will be an app that you can download on your PS3. As far as I'm concerned, this is the wrong way to go about it, and I felt the way that they pushed this product on, at E3, and the way it was recorded at Machinima, I really felt it was very distasteful. Like I said, everyone, look, people watch porn, okay? They watch it. There's no doubt about it. But the way they went about trying to sell this product to you via interview was really sad. So let's look at that real quick.
What's up, guys? Andrea Renee here. You know this beautiful lady. It's Meow Misty Dawn. What's up, girl?
Not much. Enjoying some cupcakes and free beer.
Who does not like free beer and cupcakes? I mean, look at these things. They look amazing.
They are delicious.
How many cupcakes have you had so far?
Today are total.
Let's go total for all of E3.
Well, just starting yesterday on the cupcake extravaganza, I've had 5, but I'm going to be having my 6th soon.
That's pretty impressive. 6 cupcakes. All right, well, we're definitely going to be eating some cupcakes in a little bit, so stick around for that. But we're here because you guys are promoting Sugar DVD.
Yes. Right here you can see on this lovely folder. It is an app that you can actually get on your PlayStation, your Roku, and your iPad now. And it's a streaming app that is similar to Netflix, but as you can see, with the scantily clad lady on it, it is more adult oriented, and there's about 30 to 50 titles added each month. And take a look on your PlayStation, so you can play Call of Duty or whatever, personally Skyrim, and then you can just switch up to your app and take care of other business.
That is, I think, a little too convenient for all of the male gamers out there, or females like us.
Well, it's gonna get on Connect eventually. That would be awesome.
So, Sugar DVD, just for people who are maybe still are getting it, how big is this app? Like, how many titles do you guys have, and what kinds of titles do you guys represent?
They're adding new titles every month. The app's been live, I think, for about 3 or 4 months. It's on The Escapist, IGN, PSN. Right now, I guess there's probably a couple hundred, or probably more than that, probably closer to 1,000 now with how many are getting added each month. So,
That's
and there's
crazy.
like classic sections and new things, and there's pretty much anything you can think of.
We're here talking about Sugar DVD, so you must be like super excited about this app.
Definitely. Watching all your favorite adult flicks streaming from your own iPad. What's not, to like about that?
Exactly. I mean, and I even just tweeted, I was like, every man is gonna want this. Like, why would you say no? You know what I mean? And you've got cupcakes. She's like, I've been eyeing them. She's like, can we just end the interview so I can eat my cupcake already? So I was wondering, now you have obviously tons and tons of fans. How can they find you on this app?
Just type in my name. I believe you can find a scene with me and Misty Dawn as well. We shot together once for Penthouse, So you should look that up. I'm going to look it up, that's for sure. I want to see it.
We should just look it up like right after we're done with this,
Yes.
so we can all watch together.
Yes, with Misty too.
I guess we should probably just eat some cupcakes, huh?
Yeah, that's what I really want to do with you.
Oh. It's getting kind of hot in here. Oh man. All right, well we better get these cupcakes going soon, or it's gonna get crazy up in here. All right.
This is going to get worse before it gets better as far as I'm concerned. And now we're starting to see it on a smaller level with YouTube, because now a lot of women are starting to use that sexism for attention and ratings.
These are the rejected Mario games, and they came up with shit like weight loss and taxes. Like, seriously, who the fuck would want to watch Mario file his taxes?
Did that chick have anything remotely important to say about video games? No. If you look through her videos, it's all the same. In the comments, the people are telling her, stop doing videos because you're just using your chest for attention. That's all it is. You're trying to gain some fame from it. That's it. And people are bagging on her left and right. The ratings are dropping down to the, they're just really going down to the basement because people do not appreciate it. You have nothing to say. And this is what I mean when every time we hear a woman say, oh, it's sexism and it's always against us, you have a woman out there who actually pushes it to her advantage, so it stays. Do you understand that? This is the problem you have today. And then on the sidebar of that video, there were a number of women, all shapes, colors, and sizes, doing the same thing, talking about video games with low plunging necklines. They know what they're doing. This has to stop. I mean, if you want sexism in gaming to stop, then you have to get those people who are also pushing to her advantage to stop as well. That's what it comes down to. Now, you guys asked me at E3 what I thought would be, good games, coming out that I saw that spotted out. And I said, okay, I'll make a list. So, first game on my list that I thought was really good was Beyond. Quantic Dream is going to do a great game. They did great with Heavy Rain. I will be interested to see what they're going to do with Beyond. Also, the MMO Defiance looks really good as far as I'm concerned. Castlevania Mirror of Fate looks amazing. All right, it looks amazing. Seriously, it really made me happy to see that Castlevania is going back that route. South Park, actually, I'm interested just to see how they're going to do that. That's pretty much what it is for me. I want to see what they're going to do with that. The Last of Us, the gameplay for that was really good. I thought that, it almost reminded me a little of Uncharted, to be quite honest. But it's fine. It's the same company. We know how this goes. The Last Guardian I was looking forward to, but it no-showed at E3. Mind you, I only watched it on G4, so it no-showed at E3 once again. The new Rainbow Six I told you guys before I was looking forward to, no-showed. But Ubisoft can dedicate all their damn time to damn ass crud. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, let's keep going. Watch Dogs looks really good as far as I'm concerned as well. Sony, I have to ask you this because you used all your time to push God of War, and don't get me wrong, when we saw Kratos get angry, his facial animation was really good. It was impressive. But here's something. I got 3 words for you, Sony. Legend of Dragoon. Where's it at? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You had a chance to announce some big-time games that people haven't seen in a while, and you didn't take advantage of it. Also, where's the SOCOM 2 HD? What's going on here, Sony? Like, stop. I'll tell you, all you do is try to push the same stuff, and it's not just Sony, it's every company this year at E3. That's all they did. It was sickening. We saw a number of Japanese games, though, come through the cycle that actually looked really good. Also, Resident Evil 6. You got me, Kimmy, if you think come on now, Resident Evil 6 looks like garbage. Let's get this, alright? First off, I appreciate Capcom trying to bring back slow-moving zombies, but it takes more than that to make it a horror aspect, okay? Let's get that straight. There is no way that Leon, who's Jack Bauer now, all right, is running down the street with this chick, and there's just a wave of fire coming down the street and cars flying all over the place, all right? You got a helicopter coming in to come get them, right? All right, so why does the guy, knowing that there's a street of fire coming, right, jumps out the helicopter to land on the car to, to land on suppressive fire, to help them, right? Now, I'll put it like this. Why didn't you stay in the helicopter and do it? It made no sense. Well, you feel you're going to hit Leon? You're supposed to be a pro, right? And this is what I don't understand. Because instead of now 2 people having to get on the helicopter, now you got 3 people that got to get back on the helicopter. And it makes it difficult. And then you get on the helicopter and then all this wild chase and you're going to crash into buildings. And I'm like thinking to myself, what is this? What is this? This isn't Resident Evil. This is an action movie. That's what it is. It's an action movie turned into a game. It looked like Michael Bay directed this game. That's all it does. It's no. If you think that's Resident Evil, that's garbage. Duck and cover, whatever. I'm not getting into it. And the thing is, there was so much shit that was at E3. It just goes to show you that if you throw it against the wall, flies will attract to it. And I'm talking about you gamers, that's right, because on G4, gamers showed exactly how pathetic they were and how they can't control their emotions when it comes to seeing new releases.
Hey, let's shake the Twitter train and see what falls out, shall we? Let's see, Ronald says, I am willing to trade my King's Sweet ticket for tonight's game right past the E3. First of all, sweets. Baller, you sweet tickets, that's awesome, and no need for that, just tune in this week. Hello? Yeah. Final Choice says, okay, this Microsoft tablet used with Madden is pretty damn gangster, like really gangster. People seem, do they like it, do they not? Well, Microsoft, there is a vote for you. And Persia, okay fellas, I've waited a whole year for this, now give me what I live for, give me. Calm down, we're giving it to you.
First off, I am not trading sports tickets for E3. You got to be kidding me. Then you have this other dude talking about the Microsoft tablet. It's gangster, it's gangster, it's gangster. Get out of here with that, all right? You should know by now that Madden every year has a gimmick. That's all it is. It's a gimmick. Oh, it's going to be a new thing. It's going to be a new Madden. It's never a new Madden. Don't you understand? They never really change much, all right? And then the things that they do change, people don't like. Gamers buy the game, and then they bitch about it, and then next year, they come out with another Madden, with another gimmick, and then they flock to it, and then afterwards, they bitch about it again, just for the next year to go buy it again. You should know how this goes. Stop falling for it, all right? That's all it is a gimmick. And then you have this other dude talking about some gimme. Come on, what is wrong with you? Check your emotions at the door. Don't you understand? I've said this before, all right? When you act like this, especially now that they're putting on national TV, people who don't really watch this stuff or are not into gaming, this is what they think of gamers because of the way you're acting. What is wrong with you? Understand you have a responsibility, all right? So when you act like that, it makes me look bad. It makes the rest of us look bad. You have to stop. And you keep thinking that it's all about games and excitement. It's not. It's just not anymore. You understand? I'm going to show you a little bit later about what I mean about having gamer responsibility once again, especially when it comes to the media. But let's keep going, all right?
Billy McDirt, I'm hoping the 343 will stay true to the Halo formula we all know and love, but also add new features to entice a new generation of gamers.
Oh yeah, mixed messages like that must make every developer so excited. I don't want you to change a thing, but add everything new.
Yeah.
Great, yeah, we got the perfect game for you, buddy.
Let's see, one more?
Sure, why not?
Okay, McCuffin88. Halo 4 is going to be the game of the year. Nothing can beat it. We're too loyal of a fan base.
Look, if Halo 4 gets Game of the Year, it should get Game of the Year off its merits, off of the hard work they put in. Not because you have a loyal fan base that will just eat it up because it's Halo, because you're having no sales going. See, this is what we call sheep, people, okay? This has to stop. Look, I understand people love Halo. I understand that. Halo is fun for some. That's fine. You want to buy it? That's fine. But it shouldn't get Game of the Year just because a bunch of people buy it. It could be a garbage-ass game, and just because a bunch of people buy it doesn't mean it should be recorded as Game of the Year. Understand what you are doing to gaming. You know, and this is why people hate fanboys so much. But you know what? We're going to keep going again.
Hi, Twitter. Let's see what we have here. Brian117 Halo 4 would be amazing. I think 343 has done a fantastic job, and we're staying true to Halo. Heck yes, it looks exciting. Can I get a heck yes from this audience? Yet you reduced me to 10 years old with your E3 coverage, or your E3 coverage rocks. So, yay! Well, not E3 on G4 than celebrate my birthday and Christmas. You probably shouldn't tweet if you called in sick to watch this, but that's your prerogative. And Abers, this is like the best Monday ever thanks to E3 on G4 for all the new sick games. You know what? All you lucky Twitterers, do you like Skylanders? Because you're gonna love this exclusive silver Spyro figure right here. Now, everyone on the Twitter wall is getting one of only 2,000 limited edition Art Deco Spyro statues from Skylanders Spyro's Adventure.
Grown-ass men acting like 10-year-olds. And since you want to act like 10-year-olds, guess what? They're going to treat you like 10-year-olds. That's why they gave you Skylanders. Don't you understand that? This is pathetic. And you know, I start to think to myself, why do gamers act this way as of late? We didn't see this until pretty much this new generation. I'm not saying it's kids, no, because as you can see, it's grown-ass men too, all right? I don't understand this. So what makes it okay for people to just freak out like this? And I start to think, we see developers start to do it these days. We even start to see people who work for G4 who do these shows freak out as well and have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
Your world premiere pleasure. Please welcome Gearbox President and CEO Randy Pitchford. Oh my God, Borderlands 2! Not only did you have one of the best trailers to ever be released in the history of gaming.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
One of the greatest gaming trailers ever? Really, ever? You gotta be kidding me. People, do you really think that Borderlands 2 had one of the greatest gaming trailers ever? Out of all games in history, ever? You come on, stop this. Stop. You know what? And this is what I mean about you need to tone it down a notch because it makes people look bad. And speaking about making people look bad, let's start with this. Apparently, server lag in Diablo 3 is for hardcore gamers. Apparently, yes. There's people coming out and defending the server lag now, you know, and saying it's hardcore. You know, you're just crying, you know, if you can't handle it, instead of having the company actually fix it. And you know what? Here's the thing. Because Korean gamers are so mad at Diablo 3 that now with server lag, that now they may sue Blizzard. That's right. This is where it's going, people, because they won't fix the problems, okay? That's not all. Diablo 3, there's an item duping video that has surfaced. That's right, and link is in the info bar for you guys as well for that. Also, Diablo 3, real money auction houses will require an authenticator, okay? They've also put out several thousand bans against cheaters. Now, mind you, we saw in EULA, it doesn't even matter if you're playing the game, all right? If you have an illegal program on your computer, like I said, because of all the spying, they can ban you for that and say you're cheating. That's right. We're just going to keep going here, all right? Because if you had your account hacked by Diablo 3, you know, in Diablo 3, you're going to need a warrant to find out how it was done. That's right, a warrant. So, a link is in the info bar for that as well. This is what I mean. This isn't gaming. This is not gaming, okay? It's just not. You need a warrant to go find out why your account was hacked? Stop, all right? But also in Korea, they're preparing midnight curfews. That's right, for MMOs. That's right, for teenagers. So if you're in Korea and you're playing, you know, playing an MMO, and yeah, you're getting ready to pass this law. Now, I need to talk about some hypocrites real quick. That was in E3. Because Gears of War Judgment, apparently, is not for babies. So I take it that Gears of War 1 through 3 was for babies. I don't understand this, you know what I mean? They're trying to sell it as it's a manly man game, knowing that if anyone's been watching the Gears of War, you know, commentary, you know, from the developers, they said it's a throwback game, meaning they're going back to using the same engine as Gears of War 1, as far as I'm concerned, but it's not for babies, even though they just pretty much shitted on the other Gears of Wars. Because why would you make a statement like that? You know what? It doesn't matter. Also, David Jaffe is working on a free-to-play shooter. That's right, free-to-play shooter. And this is what you guys said, because he hates free-to-play. All right? This is what you guys said. You hate free-to-play, but love the concept of it. He's saying that people shouldn't have the time to play whenever they want, but want to pay immediately to get stuff. He doesn't want to make other games, but wants to make shooters due to a quick buck. That's right. It says, he's saying that free-to-play is shitty, yet it's making billions more than pay-to-play. Understand that, guys. David Jaffe is a damn hypocrite. But let's keep going, because speaking of free-to-play, Crytek plans to go exclusively free-to-play. That's right. And also, THQ is entering the free-to-play market as well. So we'll talk about that a little bit more about THQ later. Sony says that its next gen isn't about being the cheapest or the first. Now it's about being the best, and it may take a while for the PS4 to come out and all these things. Yeah, I'm not trying to hear that. We saw the reports. We know you guys are rushing. You knew what happened with the PS3 last time, and they said in this video, in this link, they said that, they're going to use pretty much the same strategy as they did with the PS3. And that's funny, because we saw a couple months ago, they had said that they were going the opposite direction of the strategy that they used for the PS3 because of how high it was and how bad it sold, and because it came out late. We saw that, all right? They said they were going to make it cheaper. They said that they were going to make, the parts cheaper, and they weren't going to use, the power to sell, because developers haven't caught up to it yet. It's easier to develop without it. We saw these things. Now they're coming out and saying something completely different. They're hypocrites, okay? Also, Sony says that they want to target, check this out, 10 million Vitas sold by 2012. 10 million, all right? But won't drop the price of the PlayStation Vita. How's that going to work? All right, now there's been a lot of reports saying that, they're only at, 1.2 million or something right now. So you're going to make up all that ground, all right, to get 10 million in these short amount of months? Come on, Sony. You have to drop the price if you expect to hit that mark. You just have to. Also, Xbox 360, where Microsoft says, the boss says, that the Xbox has more than 2 years left. Well, if the 360 has more than 2 years left, why are you getting ready to push out the next Xbox if it has 2 years left? Why have we seen so many reports saying that it's time for next gen from Microsoft? Why have we seen so many reports from third-party developers saying, yes, it's time to ramp it up and do all these things? We've seen all about the discless video games and things of that nature. If it has more than 2 years left, then what's taking, why are you rushing this? You're hypocrites. You are. All right? Now, speaking, I don't want to say of hypocrites, but it does for some reason. It doesn't fit this game at all, if you ask me. For those who have not seen it yet, Tekken Tag 2, that's right. I know a lot of people, you're happy about this tournament, you know what I mean? Part 2 coming out. However, there's possibly some Snoop Dogg DLC coming with your Tekken.
Get ready for the next battle. Fist like Tekken, jump kick, put tips on you in a second. Ready for the battle, you can pick the weapons. God fist combo, here comes the blessing. Smash on your pronto from all directions. Line the fade up, buttons get the pressing. Hit you with the fisticuffs, homie, you my next win. Get you powered up and come back for revenge. When I step in, y'all reppin', dog. Tiptoe wrecking, this is chicken, y'all. Fade 'em, run it. I knock 'em down, run it, homie. Probably gon' lose, so you probably about to quit. Riding dog, almost get your brains off. Shotgun #1 and I still remain boss. So put it on thick, press start and go get punched in the lip. The winner keep playing and the loser get tipped. Sat him on his pockets.
I really don't know how far they're going to take the Snoop Dogg thing. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens, when it comes to Tekken. Now, I need to move on because League of Legends DB has been hacked. That's right. Passwords have been stolen. So people, if you are playing League of Legends, change your password. Don't be stupid and wait and say, oh, it can't happen to me. Yes, it can happen to you. All right, change your password. Now, I want to move on because Ubisoft is hoping to milk Ass Creed. That's right, we're talking Ass Creed 8, 9, and 10, hopefully they're talking. All right? Yeah, and they're admitting that they hope that it happens. All right, so they want to keep making Assassin's Creed. If gamers keep buying it and keep falling for this, look, I understand people like Assassin's Creed, all right? But when you're starting to get to 8, 9, and 10, yeah, there's going to be a problem, all right? I think there will be in the long run. All right, now, like I said, it's just my opinion. But THQ, now we're going to talk about THQ. The new head, as we know, they just got a new president, is promising no more job cuts, but everything is up for change. And they're already starting with Saints Row the Third. That's right, the THQ president calls Saints Row the Third embarrassing. Yeah, I know a lot of Saints Row fans aren't going to be happy about that. All right, also, there's rumor that WWE 13 will be THQ's last WWE video game. That's right, so we'll see what happens with that. And now I need to move on because Persona 4, we're going to talk about Persona 4 a little bit. Persona 4 Arena, all right, will have paid downloadable content. But check this out, guys. It says in Persona 4 Arena, Weekly Famitsu reveals this week, the magazine reports the game will have content that can be unlocked the old-fashioned way, all right, earning it, or and content that can be obtained as paid DLC. So pretty much you'll get your option on whether you want to unlock the old-fashioned way, or you can just pay straight out for it, you know, and play with those characters. Also, Metal Gear Rising will have paid DLC as well. Now, they go on to say that they don't have any plans for competitive online play or anything like that. All right, it says, however, we do have plans for some downloadable content after the release from the game that will allow you to play maybe, so it's maybe, as a different character or some new missions. So meaning they don't know yet. I understand why Platinum is not going with the, you know, the online mode, because as we all know, Anarchy Reigns Max Anarchy is coming out, which is a strictly online game pretty much, and that's probably what they want to focus on and not take away from that. All right, even though this game doesn't come out till next year, so I can definitely understand why. Now I need to move on, guys, because Silicon Knights lays off more staff in wake of failed lawsuits. Also, there's talk of some of those games not going to be made now. Guys, understand, remember when companies didn't sue companies like this all the time? I'm just saying, it makes no sense. It's going to get worse. They're going to pretty much either buy each other out, as we've seen a lot now, companies buy each other out, or they're going to eat each other alive. That's what's going to happen at this point. It doesn't make any sense, and it's a big black eye on gaming when you see a lot of lawsuits just go back and forth. I can't tell you how many times we have seen the whole Elder Scrolls lawsuit come in. Bethesda loves to sue people these days. I don't get it, but you know what? I want to move on because some of you guys sent me some messages, you know, asked me some questions, and I'll get to them right now. It says, how do you know if you're taking games way too seriously? It says, hey, Event, a couple weeks ago, a friend and I were talking, and he asked, how do you know if you're taking a game way too seriously? It says, we play games from time to time, but just to have fun with when we hang with our friends, you know, and hang out together, and had a long work week. It says, we know some folks, however, who start to take the game or series way too seriously to the point where it starts to affect their daily life. That's not good. All right, now it says, it's not just playing the game always. It's searching for previews, trailers, etc., and having that imprinted into their heads, forgetting that it's just a game and not real, but they're completely into this world. Now look, searching for trailers and previews and things of that nature, that's fine, because as a consumer, you should do your research. I'm not going to knock that. You do your research before you decide to buy a game. However, if this guy cannot function without playing the game in some way, he's got it way too seriously. If all you do is play the game, if all you do is talk about the game, there's something wrong with you, all right? You need to step away. You need to go out and relax. Those games, I said before, those games will be there when you get back. There is other things in life that you can be doing and experiencing other than playing video games. You have to understand that. Everything in moderation, okay? Now it says, what signs do I look for when someone's taking a game too seriously, and how do I remind them that it's not real, it's just a game that's just for fun? Alright, I'll give you some examples. When people start stalking you online because of video games, there's a problem. When people start cursing you out online over video games, there's a problem. Okay, I understand it's for fun, that's how it should be. That's what games were designed for. It's designed to get away from reality for a small time so that you can have your fun and be in a comfort zone. Not, I'm going to try to be competitive and curse out every person that I play against online and things of that nature. It's stupid. If a person is having a problem with a video game or he's got an obsession, I think you need to sit him down with some friends and have an intervention. You need to. I mean, I know it sounds cheesy, but seriously, it's something that has to be done. The type of things that you'll see are constantly going to a store, constantly ordering games, constantly looking up stuff online, you know what I mean, to see, you know, when, like I said, when the next one's coming out. I don't have a problem with that, but if he's that obsessed, then he has, that's one thing he has to stop. If he's obsessed, all right, he has to stop that, step away from it. Make, you know, try to cut that off on him. If he's going to message boards that constantly talk about games, stop that. All right, like I said, you have to take, I'm not saying you have to cut him off cold turkey. I mean, that's personally what I would do, but I understand some others need to be brought down slowly. So you need to talk to him about it. Like if he's, like, let's just say if he's obsessed with, say, like a basketball game, instead of having him be obsessed about a basketball game, take him out to go play basketball. You get what I'm saying? You have him doing some work. If he decides one night that, you know, all you guys are going to go out, I'm going to stay in and play, talk him into going out with you. You know what I mean? That, like I said, that game will be there. You know, try to get more experiences out there. If he's constantly talking about GameStop or going to games, like I said, in stores and stuff, stop him going there. You know what I mean? I mean, I understand you can't stop a person from doing whatever the hell they want, but if you're a friend, you'll let them know, hey, look, guy, you got to calm down. You got to slow it down. You know what I mean? You just have to. These type of signs, I put like this. They're pretty much the same type of signs for an obsessive that it would be for any other addict. It would be. All right? They got to get their fix. So they're going to constantly keep going back to it. You know what I mean? Instead of going out and experiencing life. Take them outside. Keep them as far away from their machine as possible. You know what I mean? At all times. Hey, we're going out after work. You want to go? You know, hey, we'll pay for drinks or beers or food or whatever. Like, let's go out and party. You know what I mean? Keep him constantly, I like this, keep him distracted from actually thinking about video games. That's what it is. Bring up other subjects other than video games and things of that nature. How'd you like this or that? What's your opinion on this and that? And if he tries to pivot back into video games, then pivot right back. Notice that he's going right back into video games. Don't get caught in that conversation. Bring it back to where it was. That's what you have to do at times, all right? Now, another guy had sent me, this is almost like a threading, like the same thing. This guy says, my nephew was playing Black Ops Zombies, and then I hear this little punk call my nephew a broke fag because he doesn't have Moon. It says, then sent the message through PSN, shaking my head. It says, is this what gaming has come to? What happened to playing for fun? Games have become so competitive these days because the companies have made them competitive, so that's all people think about. This is why you notice when I do the shows and things of that nature, I try to push co-op and things of that nature, because you don't have to deal with that all the time. You get what I'm saying? Like, games were not about just beating the hell out of each other and being number one. That's not what it was about. All right? Like I said, when you went to arcades, there was games that had co-op. All right? I mentioned a lot of them when I did that standalone Capcom video. You know what I mean? That's what it was about. It was about friendliness. It was about getting to know people. You know what I mean? Like I said, video games were something that brought people together, not that drove them apart. And it seems like these days, that's what the companies want. We all know how this works. You divide groups and you make more money. We see it all the time with companies, all right? We see it with fanboys and, and any other thing. You have to understand that this is why people don't like gaming that much, because it's too much arguing going on. And like I said, it's not just kids. I've said it before, they're grown men. If you go online and go play Call of Duty. Go play Call of Duty online with grown-ass men and watch. As soon as someone comes up, somebody will say something. It's only a matter of time, all right? Let you mess up. Yeah, your teammate will let you know, you know what I mean? Instead of saying, it's cool, it's just a game. You know how many times you played a game and have somebody bitch online in your head and your ear about kill-death ratios? Like, what is that getting you? It gets you nowhere. You get what I'm saying? Just play the game for fun. It's something that has to stop. And it seems like gamers these days don't know how to control themselves, especially since we have that anonymity now, online. We don't have that face-to-face, connection anymore. That's what it comes down to. And you notice we don't see that many gamers acting like assholes in front of other gamers, on camera. We don't see that much. We don't. No. And even though it does happen at times, you don't see it as much as you would, say, turn on your PlayStation, record a gameplay that you're doing, and having all these people argue online. You know what I'm saying? It's completely different. And yeah, I will say it, cowards. I'll say it. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It seems like people get this kick, this thrill out of trying to bug people or bother people. It's like, don't you understand? That's what actually hurts the community. I can't tell you how many people have messaged me this week saying, this is why I don't play online games, and and walk away from it. You're hurting experiences. Don't you understand? If a gamer buys a game and plays it online, if he likes that game, he'll probably buy it. He or she will probably buy it the next time it comes out, in a sequel. But if you treat them so badly online, they're going to say, I'm not wasting my money on this game. It's garbage, because this is the company that game keeps. That's what it comes down to. But I want to move on. All right, now here's one. The guy sent me a message saying Xbox is fucking up. Okay, it says, so I go on Xbox Live today to see if anything good is up for download. I see Ninja Gaiden 2. Sweet, that was a fun game, fun game to play. It says, let's see how much it is. He says it's $44.99, right? He says, yup, almost the full price is Ninja Gaiden 2. I mean, for Ninja Gaiden 2. He says, so I checked GameStop. It says $10 used. It says, I checked Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. The PlayStation version with the extra characters, weapons, Ninpo bosses, and stages. It says $30 new. It says, gotta be kidding. It says, oh, and Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown came out with over 20 pieces of day one DLC. It says, shit is getting old. Yeah, I agree. It's also the companies, and their licensing, and, some companies make their own pricing, some don't. When it comes to Xbox Live and things of that nature, and they really need to adjust their prices. And this is a good example why people go to GameStop. This is a good example. I know a lot of people don't like GameStop. I really don't like GameStop, okay? But this is a good example why. Because you're still getting, it's cheaper. All right, you go to a retail store and you can buy a game cheaper, whether it's used or new. You can get it cheaper, or on Amazon, you can get it cheaper than you would, you know, on Xbox Live or say PSN. And that was, and mind you, those things are designed for you to be more convenient. All right, but yet the prices aren't competitive. They're not fair, as opposed to, and yeah, I said fair, you know, as opposed to having these other, you know, these other things. So it really is bad. And yeah, I agree. I'm getting sick and tired of Day One DLC as well. All right. Now, another guy, this is very interesting. This guy says, my God, the media has gone way too far with downplaying gamers. And for what he sent me, I definitely agree. So let's get into this. This is, hey, Event. I found this video while looking up news on gaming, and I came across this. It says, I can't describe how angry and disgusted I am right now. We really need to stand up as gamers now to show the media what we really are and how games really affect people. My friends, family, relatives, neighbors, my girlfriend, and I are speechless over to see this school textbook. Now, for those that does not know what he's talking about, yes, this school textbook tries to compare gamers to Nazis. That's right, and I'm going to show you the video right now. I'm going to show you a small fragment of the video of what he's talking about.
This is one of my psychology textbooks, 10 Theories of Human Nature. There's something in here that bothered me for a while. I wanted to make a video about it. This is about Sartre. To really extremely simplify things for the purpose of making this video concise. Basically, one of his things is that it's better to live authentically as opposed to not be true to yourself. The author's criticism of that idea is he's basically saying that then it would be more ideal to be true to yourself and be authentic and be a total jerk and do horrible things to people than to do good things and do good in the world and not be true to your own nature if you're really a jerk at heart. And so how he expresses this idea is as follows. I highlighted part of this. It looks as though on his own premise that Sartre would have to commend the man who authentically chooses to devote himself to exterminating Jews, seducing women and abusing children, or playing computer games. Okay, exterminating Jews, seducing women, or playing computer games. How is genocide and child abuse equivalent to playing computer games?
Now, if you're interested to see more of that video, the link of the full video will be in the info bar for you guys to see. I'm just letting you know that now, okay? Now, I need to talk about this because some guys asked me, you know, Event, what would you do to kickstart some things? If we gave you the money to kickstart, what would you do? What games would you kickstart? I wouldn't kickstart games. My first project, if I was kickstarting anything, it would be to kickstart an arcade. All right, that's right. That's what I would do because you know what? We've seen way too many games come down the pasture. Like I said, we talked about just not too long ago earlier about how more than half fail at Kickstart. So why not put these into institutions to bring back what we have? You also have to understand when you kickstart an arcade and you get everything up, you're actually creating jobs as well. You're actually stimulating your economy. So you have to also understand you are creating business. More business than what you would giving a developer, say, $1 million to make one game with his staff. You know what I mean? That game will come and go, and they'll probably move on to either make another game or the company will fold. You give a kickstart to an actual business and a building, and guess what? It's going to be there for a long time. And unless for some odd reason they don't make, you know, their quota when it comes to mortgage and things of that nature. But other than that, it will be there for years to come. It also, like I said, stimulates the economy. It brings people together, more gaming. It actually works on a larger level. All right? It's a bigger picture type thing. So when I see guys who start kickstarting these games and then you find out the games aren't going to go anywhere, or these guys who try to run scams on Kickstart, you have to understand you can do so much more with Kickstart. Why only settle for one game? Why? It makes no sense to me. Anyways, I'm done for the day. Hopefully you guys have seen this, seen what's going on. I really think that because of some of the things I'm showing you guys, even though I had, I tested for blocks beforehand. Some tells me the company's going to come in here and have a bitch fit after this video and try to take it down. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. I'm out.